It all began with a noise so loud it could awaken the ancestors, a clashing metal so harsh it might have been a tank squashing scrap metal. All the birds in Willow Grove Estates took to the air, wings flapping like war drums. A dog several blocks away was yelping as if the apocalypse had come. Even elderly Mr. Hensley dropped his pruning shears, looking in shock at our home. "What's that noise?" That was my grandfather, Tom Harlan, closing our garage door with an anger that could chase away a hurricane. This, however, wasn't merely any door slam. No, this one closed on two humongous commercial rigs that didn't belong to us. Rigs that did belong to Vivian Caldwell, the clipboard-toting, high-heeled dictator who controlled the HOA as if she were leading a regime coup. Tom didn't just shut the door. He made a declaration. And the war started over muffins. Not even good ones. Store-bought blueberry muffins, so dry they could be used as insulation. They came in a box left on our porch with a note pinned on top. "Friendly reminder, your trash bins lingered too long by the curb. Also, I'll need to use your garage for HOA equipment under temporary rule 42B. Thanks." Most of us would have laughed or called the police. Tom? He called it an invasion. "She's staking claim," he complained, walking back and forth in the kitchen, chewing a toothpick as if it had wronged him. "Next thing, she'll turn your bedroom into a Zumba studio." We thought he was exaggerating. We thought Vivian was showboating. And then the trucks arrived, two giants, one black, one gray, with no markings other than a tiny HOA emblem near the back tires. Vivian gestured from her spotless BMW as the drivers reversed them right into our driveway, open up the garage as if it's theirs, and park them inside as if they're home. Tom was quiet for 2 whole minutes. That's a record for a man who once chatted a raccoon out of stealing his lunch. Then he grumbled 5 unforgettable words. "Get me the padlocks, kid." I should have said no. I should have stopped him. But when a man who once neutralized a firework using nothing but a paperclip asks for locks, you comply. With greater haste than any 77-year-old should be allowed to own, Tom secured the garage tighter than Fort Knox. Electric and manual bolts, steel bar across the frame, chains triple wrapped and zip-tied like he anticipated an attack by a SWAT team. He brushed his hands together and smiled. Let's see her break that temporary rule. 20 minutes after that, Vivian paraded up the driveway in a pink power blazer and stilettos, flashing the signature clipboard and a smile so sharp it could slice cheese. "Tom," she purred, "those trucks are HOA property. You legally can't—" Tom was already calling. "Sheriff? 2 unauthorized trucks in my garage. Could be theft. Could be espionage. Who knows anymore these days?" Vivian's smile shattered. Willow Grove wasn't particularly action-oriented. The last actual thrill was Mrs. Larson's poodle stumbling drunkenly at the mayor during summer picnic time. So when Sheriff Boyd pulled up, the cul-de-sac erupted like opening night of a Marvel blockbuster. Boyd scanned the scene. The trucks, Vivian's tantrum, Tom's insubordination, and groaned like a fellow about to ruin his Saturday. Vivian approached, brandishing a pile of bylaws. "Section 12.4C, Tom interrupted her. "They're trucks, not equipment. My garage, not your storage locker. And my grandson is not your intern." Boyd turned to me. I shrugged. "They never asked." Vivian spluttered. "He's a minor." Tom retorted, 17. Defeated a coyote with a shovel last summer. That's more credibility than you'll ever possess." Boyd shook his head. "Vivian, no writing permission means you can't keep anything on private property, HOA rule or not." Vivian seethed. "I am the HOA. I wrote the rule." Tom smiled. "And I locked the door." Boyd drove away, reminding us all to be adults. That did not occur. That evening, Vivian attempted sneaking in, whispering in a terrible spy film fashion. Tom had set up the sprinklers. She got soaked, fell, and shrieked so loudly half the neighborhood cats disappeared. Come morning, the rumor mill ran rampant. Mrs. Tate delivered a cake that said, "Team Tom." Someone printed up t-shirts. Vivian was furious. She was plotting. Curiosity overcame us. Tom and I looked inside one of the trucks. No HOA signs, no folding chairs. Surveillance equipment instead. Cameras, screens, folders that were marked with neighbor names, infraction, even addresses. Tom's expression became serious. This is not about control. This is something more. Maybe federal. Willow Grove turned into a Cold War suburb. Residents took their dogs extra slow down our driveway, attempting to sneak a look. Vivian didn't flinch. She arrived at 9:02 a.m. in a hot pink suit and jammed an envelope into our mailbox. It was a summons, an emergency HOA meeting to discuss our obstruction of community resources. Tom read it out loud, cackled for a minute, then used it to scoop dog poop. "We're leaving," he said, "but we're not playing nicely." The meeting was a staged ambush. Chairs in a semicircle, Vivian under a Community First banner, smiling like a shark in pearls. "We're here to discuss Jack Harlan's disruption," she started. Tom crossed his legs, resting in his chair indoors with sunglasses. "You dumped trucks in my garage, Vivian. You're lucky I didn't turn them into scrap metal." Gasps. Vivian retorted, "Those trucks contain essential equipment. Rule 42B entitles me." Tom responded, "Rule 42B was abolished in 2010. I've got the original bylaws hanging in my kitchen." Rumors circulated. Vivian stumbled. "That's impossible. I vetoed it." Someone hissed, "Can she do that?" Panic-stricken, she lost the room. "You have 48 hours to offload the trucks or be fined and have your privileges revoked." Tom stood, drew out pictures, photos of the contents of the trucks, spy equipment, marked documents, private notes. "These trucks are a spy ring. Vivian's got something on everybody." The audience exploded. "She knew about my mailbox graffiti. She fined me for a cracked driveway," Vivian yelled. "All legal inspections." Tom raised his eyebrow. "Anyone here volunteer to be spied on?" Silence. Case closed. Vivian stormed out of the meeting, threatening lawsuits. Our front yard was ground zero. Someone tagged the sidewalk with Spy Queen Vivian. A neighbor dropped off lasagna. The pizza delivery guy gave Tom a free pepperoni. But it wasn't funny anymore when we figured out we were still being tailed. Tom converted the living room into Command Center Alpha, truck photos, HOA rosters, notes from '98. Garden gnomes were even suspects. Birdhouse cameras, sprinkler mics. Our folder in the truck marked Harlan, contingency plan. We cracked the gray truck one night, DVDs of surveillance vids. Notes on the neighbor's schedules, medical conditions, even overdue taxes marked as leverage. Our document contained a timeline of Tom's previous resistance with a chilling annotation. "If activated, engage plan." I inquired what the plan was. Tom went silent. "No cop," he said. "Not yet. We need the neighborhood." Operation. Neighbors commenced. The Wilsons, elderly and slightly disordered, deployed flamingos and watered down the lawn. We stashed a camera in a flamingo's eye. In the meantime, Tom assembled a heist crew for Vivian's garage. While she was at her disco fundraiser, Perry the locksmith picked the door, Lena the turkey sneaker snuck in, and Mrs. Cole the cat lady stood watch. Inside, blueprints, fines not listed, a locked cabinet, a thumb drive marked Vivian's insurance. At home, it opened up audio recordings, personal information, even pilfered Social Security numbers. Vivian wasn't merely power-crazed, she was operating a mini NSA. So Tom laid the trap. We planted a forged letter in the Wilsons' garbage, stating Tom intended to sell our home to developers. Vivian was caught on the flamingo cam snooping through the trash, taking pictures. Next day, a letter from Vivian alleging infractions pertaining to unreported sales activity. Bingo. Tom had a park meeting. Dozens attended. Lawn chairs, thermoses, anger. He presented the photos, played the recording, dropped the documents. Vivian's spying, her trash rummaging, it all. She attempted to deny it. Then appeared her former assistant, Ellen, holding a flash drive. I assisted her. I made copies. Vivian fell silent, then walked away. Federal agents appeared an hour later. Quiet, badges alone, no cuffs. But that was the end of her dictatorship and the start of something much better.